Hey there. Welcome to Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. We have a very special episode today. Big, massive star. I'd say maybe one of the biggest, one of the most iconic faces of the last easily 50 years of film, Harrison Ford. And he was on the podcast, and there was some concern because everyone's a Harrison Ford fan, everybody. But Gorley takes it to this other level. I think the words creepy come to mind. You idolize the man, and I was worried that you wouldn't behave yourself, Matt, or you might soil yourself or embarrass yourself in some way. And I want to applaud you because I thought you handled yourself with aplomb in this.
Yeah, we talked about this on an earlier episode, and I think everything went really well, so much so that I think it's safe to say that he and I are friends.
Well, I'd like to see you try and cash that check. It would be fun to watch you escorted off the Ford estate by nine robotic security guards,
stormtroopers.
Yeah, exactly. I would pay anything to see you tossed out of his house, like a drunk in an old movie gets tossed out of a bar, and they just grab you by the pants and throw you out.
I don't know why we can't just leave it as fact. We don't need to test it. It just is. He and I are buddies. Did
you guys exchange numbers?
No, but we didn't need to because I think we're beyond that.
How are you?
No.
Beyond? That's
you're
a
not
big part of friendship.
Yeah, you're not beyond it.
Well, you don't need to call someone when you're always hanging out. You know what I mean?
Oh, I see. You don't need his number because you'll always be right next to each other.
Yeah. That hasn't started yet, but I'm assuming it's any day now.
Any day now, there's going to be a knock at your door, and you're going to open it, and he's going to be there as Indiana Jones. And
he will have landed a plane on my roof.
And he's going to whip you to death.
I'll take it. What a way to go.
You'd be happy to go out that way, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
No, I thought you did. I thought you were very good. You were very professional. You are. I give you a hard time, but you are at your core a pro. And I thought you were. You are. You're a professional. You handle yourself well. Sona, you are not a professional.
Okay.
But I think
I was going to just ask you about your take on me, but okay. I should have just guessed.
Well, would you say you're a lot of things, a lot of great things? Would you say you're a professional?
First of all, I mean, Harrison Ford came in. Excuse you. He came in and I was very, very professional. A lot of times when you're around serious people, I am a very professional person. So, yeah, I do think that I was being professional, and I think that it's not like I'm walking in like, puffing on a joint and eating Cheetos and being like, yo, Harry, what's up? I didn't do that.
Wow.
I think he would have appreciated that.
Yeah. First of all, I think he would have been fine with that, especially if you didn't bogart that joint. But I think that, you set a pretty low bar for yourself. You said, as long as I don't walk in eating Cheetos and smoking a massive blunt, then I'm a professional. So
I will say, I think that day you did actually come in from the kitchen with a snack bag of something like little Cheetos or something.
Yeah, you did.
But that's what I do every day when we record. So that's not But I think that I was being a professional. I think everybody was on their best behavior. We just wanted Harrison Ford to think we were cool.
Can I say I was not on my best behavior? I was not well behaved. I said I wasn't even sure he was in the Star Wars films because he doesn't really.
That's right.
You'll hear that. I say, you got to admit, you don't really pop in those movies. I'm surprised he didn't come across the table.
No, you're the problem here.
You know what's so funny? I came in, as I do often, hot. I come in and, trying to give you guys a hard time. And while I was talking to you, realized I am the one who's unprofessional. I am the problem. And I'm saying this like it's a therapy session, and I just realized that for the first time. But no, that's a breakthrough for me. I am the problem.
You're also saying it like we haven't realized that from day one.
I don't care what you guys realize. I'm having my own breakthrough. This is about me. I'm the patient.
But I've said this many times that the fish rots from the head, and you're the head of this fish.
So I'm a rotting fish head.
Once the head rots, the rest of the thing rots.
No, we all know.
Rot first.
Sona, we know how it works. You don't need to break this down.
I just wanted to explain it. I'm sorry. Yeah,
I'm still not clear, Sona. If you could really.
So the fish rots from the head. That means Conan is the head of the fish.
What kind of fish?
He starts to rot.
Is it? Is it a freshwater fish or is it a saltwater fish?
I think it's a saltwater fish.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Why? Does that make a difference? Do you know a lot about fishing?
Sure.
Fish?
Well, you know me. I'm a guy that likes to get out on the sea. I like that air in my face. I come from a long line of fishermen, and
Yes.
a
microbiologist. Okay.
my father's a microbiologist, but before that, he was a Groton fisherman. He wore a big yellow Groton fisherman's outfit. And then he was so bad at it, they said, I think you need to go get a microscope. Because the only fish you're catching are so tiny we can't even see them. So that's how he did it. All right. Well, let's just say I admit I am the weak link in this chain today, but man, we had a really good time. So let's get to it. My guest today, of course, one of the biggest actors of all time, appearing in over 70 movies over the last 50 years, including Star Wars, Indiana Jones, The Fugitive, Blade Runner. Good God, it's ridiculous.
It's my buddy.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, that's your pal, and so many more. Now you can see him. Now you can see him in Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. We are thrilled. He's with us today. Harrison Ford.
Hi, my name is Harrison Ford, and I feel confused about being Conan O'Brien's friend.
Now listen, you and I
talked about this a long time ago.
We did.
And then a lot of time has passed. You've made no effort whatsoever. And now you show up out of the blue and you want me to be your friend.
Yes, I do. And listen.
What can you say on a podcast?
You can say anything you want.
Like.
Anything you like.
Well, fuck you.
Already my favorite.
Clearly, Harrison, you've read the room, and you understand that there's a lot of animosity towards me, and that you will do quite well if you shit on me throughout this process.
Thank you for confirming my instincts.
You know, the first thing you did when you came in here is say, I just want my parking validated. And that seems to be your chief concern, is that we validate your parking. When, maybe I'm going out on a limb here, this could be the biggest hour of your career. It's possible. It's possible that this podcast recording will outshine any of your other work.
If he gets a parking validation.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry about the car. I'll walk home.
You will walk home. Rather than suffer
on air.
Yeah. Can we record you for the whole walk home?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Oh, thank you. I want to say something to you, which is that I have, you came on my show many, many times on the late night show. And over the years, people would say, who's one of your favorite guests? And I would say Harrison Ford, because he's so goddamn funny. You would come on the show. Have you seen these appearances?
Of course I have, yeah.
You are so hilariously funny. And you tossed me around like a rag doll verbally on these shows. And they're some of my favorite segments of all time. You were a hilarious man, and I've always loved being around you.
You guys wrote some great stuff for, I remember us. I don't remember any of it, to tell you the truth. But
do you know who I am at this moment? Conan
O'Brien.
Yes.
It's kind of cool when you say it that way.
You know what? It's only cool when you say it. It's the only time it's ever been cool.
Do it again.
Conan
O'Brien.
Yes.
Wow, it's like jazz.
Wow.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
Yeah, we're jazz. We're jazz.
We're jazz. Yeah. We all pick up on each other.
He's jazz. You're
he's jazz?
like carousel
he's
music.
saying you're jazz.
I'm jazz.
And I am, Circus Calliope, I think. Something kind of that a chimp would dance to.
And you're Chaz. Chaz.
Okay, I'm sure. All right, I'm going to go with Chaz.
What kind of a name is Conan? Is it...
How dare you? Conan is an old Gaelic name that my parents gave me. They thought, we'll call him Conan.
Old Gaelic boy.
I come from...
Do you speak Gaelic?
I do not. I do not speak Gaelic. In fact, I don't think anybody really speaks Gaelic. I think it's a made-up... have you heard Gaelic? It sounds like a bunch of someone threw some chairs down the back stairs. It's just a lot of consonants. There's not a vowel in there. And I think it's just to confuse people about when it's time to go to the pub. So I don't speak Gaelic, but I do have a very Irish name. And you know what fascinated me to learn?
I'm part Irish.
You are part Irish,
Yeah.
Irish, German, and mother Jewish.
What's the German part?
I thought you were German Irish. I thought your dad was German Irish.
Is there such a thing as German Irish?
Sure. Yeah. Would German people were allowed to marry Irish people? Sure.
But you don't carry a designation by marrying somebody a national.
Yeah, sure you do. Yeah.
No,
there are Irish Italians.
Okay.
Of course.
My father was Irish.
Right. Okay.
No German.
No German.
No.
Okay. I refer you to this
My
piece of
mother-
paper right here that says born and raised in Chicago to an Irish/German father.
Well, if that's the quality of your research. And I imagine it is, because right there it says Harrison Ford, and then you had to write down Han Solo.
Yeah, I did.
You can't fucking remember that?
No, I can't. I can't remember Han Solo.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I wrote down because I heard that you were in some of the Star Wars films. And this was news to me because I've seen those films and I don't exactly think you pop.
Well,
I didn't recognize, I'm sorry.
Whoa.
But I mean, I remember Chewbacca. I remember the bad guy with the black helmet.
Uh-huh.
And then there's some people.
How come you're not still on television?
I think it's quite obvious why I'm not still on television.
Yeah.
I've always thought you have one of the coolest names of any leading man, Harrison Ford. You cannot beat that name. Yet, you were asked, or it was suggested early in your career, that you change your name.
True.
Who the fuck wanted you to change from Harrison Ford?
Jerry Tchaikovsky.
Oh.
Well, physician, heal thyself.
He just had a hatred for his own name.
Yeah.
Is that true? So he wanted you to change your name.
Yeah.
You said Harrison Ford, and he went, no, we can do better.
Yeah, he said that's too pretentious a name for a young man. He was about 4 years older than me. He always called me boy. Oh, boy.
So what did you come up with an alternate name?
Yeah. Jerry Tchaikovsky.
Well, okay. I don't think it was very original. You could have thought.
I did come back the next day. I was not only supposed to come back with a name, but I was supposed to be there earlier than my naming conference to get a haircut, and I'd been given a picture of Elvis Presley to take with me to the studio barber.
They told you, get this haircut?
Get this haircut and come back with a name. I said, okay. I didn't get the haircut.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, my new name is Kurt Affair.
Incredible.
Yeah.
That's a great name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kurt Affair.
Yeah. It's Irish-German name.
Oh my God.
So obviously that didn't stick.
No,
you didn't.
Nothing did.
Nothing did for a while.
No, they threw me. They let me go after a year and a half of a 7-year contract.
Wow.
After which I would be making $1,200 a week.
Really?
After 7 years.
So this is a different time in show business that kind of fascinates me.
Indentured servitude.
It really was. But you look at, I'm thinking now about the television. You come to Hollywood in 1964, and the big way to get a job, if you're lucky, is every show on television is a Western, a TV Western, pretty much. And you
Love American Style.
You did Love American Style?
Oh, yeah, man. I played a hippie.
Oh, yeah?
A real stretch.
It's so funny because I have a brother, Neil, who's obsessed with TV of the 60s and early 70s. And so I told him today when I'm on the, I told him when I was on.
That's my watch.
Is it your watch?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's very rude.
It's time for you to go.
Yeah. You just pushed the alarm on your watch so you could leave this interview now and not look rude. That's what happened.
I don't mind looking rude.
Oh, that's true. That's true. You're right. I just did misread the situation terribly. Yeah. But so I'm driving into work today, and I'm talking to my brother, and I said, yeah, I'm going in and talk to Harrison Ford. He said, that's so cool. Ask him about that Gunsmoke.
Yeah.
And I said, what? No one asks Harrison Ford about his episode of Gunsmoke. He's like, oh, yeah, I know. Him and these other guys take over the town, and you kill a guy in a bar and in a poker game, and he knew it. And then, of course, I looked it up online, and there's a picture of you looking real nasty on Gunsmoke.
Yeah, I did Gunsmoke in the Virginian, but I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I played the same part twice on FBI in one season, and they didn't even realize I was the same guy.
So you just came back, and they were like, we had a great time with Kurt Affair. What's your name?
Yeah. No, I always played, I seemed to get these... If there were two criminal brothers,
yeah,
I was the one that was sort of duped by my smarter older brother.
Right.
How old is your brother?
He's 3 years older than me, or 2.5 years. Yeah.
See?
Yeah, exactly. He tricked me into talking to you, and he'll be delighted because he'll listen to this and he'll say, "You got Harrison Ford to talk about Gunsmoke." But it is interesting to me, like at that whole period. Because Clint Eastwood gets started in television westerns, Burt Reynolds, all these sort of iconic actors, Steve McQueen, all these guys had to do it's like you had to do your time on a television western before you could move on to other things. Is that a fair assessment of that period?
Well, no, not really.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
You're wrong.
Why can't you give me that? Why can't I have that?
You're
Why
wrong.
can't you just say, sure, yeah, fine, Conan, let's move on. Instead, it's no, you're wrong.
You're wrong, your brother's wrong.
Well, okay, I'm okay with him.
Your name's wrong.
Everything's wrong. My name's wrong?
No, I played the same kind of character over and over again, and nobody noticed. So I don't think I was not on the Clint Eastwood track. In television. I was on the here today and gone tomorrow track.
Right. And that's why you're making your living primarily as a carpenter while you're doing these other parts. I'll get a part, and I'm lucky to get this sort of quasi-background role in these little parts. And I think...
Still the case.
Yeah, you're hurting. It hasn't gone well for you. I think we can agree on that.
Look, show business has been very, very good to me.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it has. Yeah, I think you've been good to show business.
Well...
I do. I mean, you're very...
I was very lucky. I mean, for years, I did the same old thing. I went from Columbia Pictures to a contract at Universal for $250 a week. That lasted a year and a half. I always could get out of these things just by being a dick.
Really? Is that how you would get out of it, was just being kind of unpleasant?
Well, in Columbia's case, Jerry Tarkovsky, write it down, folks, called me into his office and told me that Mike Frankovich, who was the head of the studio, was in Europe and he'd forgotten to sign my contract when he left, but he was going to suggest to Mike Frankovich, Jerry Tarkovsky, was going to suggest that they drop me anyway because I had no future in the business.
I appreciate and notice that you know their names cold. You have already forgotten mine, but...
No, I haven't.
And what is it, please?
It's Conan O'Brien.
Oh, my God. I want that on my... That's my outgoing message for the rest of time. I'll get a lot of hang-ups. But I love that when you're in that early part of your career, and this is true of all of us, and someone doesn't see it or someone wrongs you in some way or disrespects you, you never forget that name.
But you're not letting me finish any story.
Finally.
Fucking interrupt me. Every time I get to that punchline, you're there to wander it. Jerry Tarkovsky said to me that Mike Frankovich hadn't signed my contract, so and he was going to perhaps I got this far before. He was going to suggest that they drop me. Mm-hmm. He said that he would give me 2 weeks' pay till Mike Frankovich came back, because he knew that my wife was pregnant. My wife at the time was pregnant, and I needed the money. I said, no, that's fine. Goodbye. And I was out. That was it.
Why not just take the $250?
It was $150. 2 weeks would have been $300. And that was stupid, wasn't it?
Yeah. Your wife's expecting a child?
Yeah.
That money went a long way back then.
Shit.
What were you doing?
Think about how much money you have now if you kept that.
Exactly. That money invested wisely then would
could
be worth...
making $1,200 a week. Yeah.
It says here in my research that that's what you're getting for the latest Indiana Jones film. I have a very clear memory of the first time I encountered you, which is you had not been on the show yet, and you're easily one of my favorite Hollywood stars, and I'm going to say of all time. And my show is struggling along for a couple of years, and we're just sort of starting to catch. And I could never get a star of Harrison Ford's caliber on the program. That would be unimaginable. I'm almost done. And that exhale was like the last breath of a 1,000-year-old man.
No, I'm just remembering that you never fucking asked me.
We did ask you!
You did not!
Don't shout at me on my podcast. It's rude.
I'm not shouting.
I'm in Washington, D.C. for the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and I'm going to be up there on the dais with Clinton. I've never met Harrison Ford, and I'm on an elevator door that's closing, and all I'm nervous about, how's my set going to go on this thing? Elevator doors are closing, and I've talked about this on the show years ago. Elevator doors closing when I hear a voice say, "Hold the elevator." And I'm thinking, I really got to get upstairs. The door's 2/3 closed. So I don't really try to hit the button when the iconic face of Harrison Ford appears in between the 2 closing doors and looks right at me, and the door's shut. And I, all the way up to my room, which is on the 8th floor, shit myself the whole way up.
That's what propelled the elevator up.
Yeah, the elevator was not functioning, but it was propelled purely by my... it was a horrifying moment for me. And I apologize again. We recreated the moment on the air. You can see it online, where I asked you to, let's recreate the moment, and you gave this amazing death stare into the camera, and we had 2 elevator doors close on it, and I felt the same trauma all over again.
That's how he remembers your name, like Jerry Tchaikovsky.
I'm sorry, Harrison. I could have probably... It was a horrible moment for me, and I'm glad that you've come here.
I come here as a friend.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
So it's all past. You're not gonna...
No.
You bear no ill will.
No. You're no Jerry Tchaikovsky.
That's the nicest thing anybody's ever said to me.
So here's the deal. The last time I saw Jerry Tchaikovsky was
Jesus, you're obsessed.
Listen, in that office on Gower.
Business
15 years later, I'm sitting in the executive dining room at the executive dining room at Warner Brothers. And a waiter came over to me in the middle of my meal and had on a little tray, and there was a little white card on it. I'd never seen that before, and he proffered the tray. Mm-hmm. I picked up the card. It said, Jerry Tchaikovsky, Vice President, blah, 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 whatever. I looked at it, and I looked around the room, and everybody looked like Jerry Tchaikovsky. And I turned it over, and on the back, handwritten, was a little note that said, I missed my guess.
Wow.
He was guessing.
Yeah. But I give people credit for, for acknowledging. He acknowledged that
I thought so too.
Yeah. I give people a lot of credit when someone comes up and says, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like you coming here today to apologize for.
Well, Jerry Tchaikovsky didn't quite say he was sorry.
Oh.
He just said that he made a bad bet.
Which that's not good enough.
By the time I leave here, you will be sorry.
I'm sorry now.
Do these people get to talk at all?
I try to discourage it.
I see. It's working.
The best I can.
Yeah,
Sona, you weigh in because you're having the time of your life.
I am really into this Jerry Tchaikovsky character arc because I do think that there's a nice end to it. It is. Where is he now?
Exactly.
Okay.
Let's bring him in.
Yeah, he's here.
Well, we have a surprise for you.
Do you have a phone-in number that we could?
No, he is here in person. We arranged all of this. He now cleans pools in Redondo.
Oh, no.
And he's here to say again that he missed his bet.
Yeah. Oh,
so there you
man.
go. Oh, good. He's taking a drink of water. I'm going to get a question in. So, oh my God, he's not swallowing. Harrison. This behavior is not worthy of you. A man of your stature, all you've achieved, this is not worthy of you.
We should also mention that he's been eating those little cuties, those little orange slices this whole time.
The smallest orange I've ever seen. Make a tiny mini nectarine.
Yeah.
A tangelo, if you will. And you've been eating it section by section.
Little cuties, they're called.
Yeah.
That's nice.
That's what I do.
Are you glad he finally piped up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't this worth it?
Incredible comment about little cuties.
Great.
Think if we didn't have that, what would we do? What would we do?
Trying to paint a picture for the listener.
I think that's very good. If only there were cameras here. Oh.
Yeah.
Why are there cameras here?
This is just for tax purposes. I need to be able to show that we made a podcast.
Okay.
And then we get to write it off because I monetize everything. I now own your likeness because you've been on the podcast. And you need to buy it back from me for the new Indiana Jones film to come out. That's how smart I am. That's what makes me different from other people in this business. I'm a real whiz, Harrison. A real whiz.
Wow. Wow.
I saw you at a party recently.
No.
Yeah, I did. I did. And I remember.
I saw you too.
Thank you. I was glad you saw me.
You're hard to miss.
I'm hard to miss.
Yeah.
I kind of stand out, don't I?
Stand up. You stand up.
But I just was in a silly mood, and it was fantastic because I walked up to you and I said, I think I'm the new Harrison Ford. And you gave me that great look. And you said, fuck you, I'm Harrison Ford. And I said, well, you've been Harrison Ford for a long time, but there's time for a new one, and it's me. And you said, okay, you can have it. And I thought that was a verbal agreement that maybe I take over.
Oh, what a waste.
What are you talking about? I have the gravitas.
Oh,
I have the bearing.
What will you do with it?
I would try to, keep the different franchises going.
Oh, no.
Why?
You as Han Solo?
Yeah.
No.
Let's stop this right now.
Yeah.
Where was this party? Where was this alleged party?
This was a party, alleged party. You were there. This is a party that was a lot of the Shrinking Gang was there, and which, by the way, you are hilarious on that show. That's a fantastic part, and you play it beautifully. And we had a nice time at that party. A bunch of the Shrinking cast was there, and
I remember it now clearly. Clearly,
you were there.
You were there,
and I think you were having maybe a tequila, and I was having
maybe
little bit of
Orange juice.
Okay, it was orange juice. They're very easy to mistake orange juice for tequila in a shot glass. But anyway, I thought we had a real moment there. I thought that you enjoyed my company. And I hate to make this all about me when you've had this incredibly storied career.
I know where you live. And it's not very far from where I live.
Uh-huh.
You could walk over to my house anytime.
Is it true?
No, because
I could walk to your house, but would I get in if the doorbell rang?
No, you would walk back. But at least you'd make an effort.
I'd make an effort.
And if you really wanted me to notice the roundness of this, if you really wanted me to be your friend,
mm-hmm.
But you didn't.
And it's over now. I had my chance.
No, I think this is your chance. I think you can still redeem yourself.
Oh. Well, how's it going so far?
No, I have friends like you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I really, I mean,
circus people? What?
No,
You have no friends like me.
I've always liked you. I liked you. That's why I did your show.
Many times.
Many times.
Yeah.
I did it like, twice?
Oh, no.
4 or 5 times.
You did my show 9 times. You did my show. You have...
And you...
Right here.
Write my name...
9 times.
Really?
Did show 9 times. Yeah. Yeah.
What?
You did it 9 times. And you were unfailingly very funny every time.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite things you ever did was we have this person who our fans know very well named Jordan Schlansky, who's a Star Wars obsessive. And he had built a Millennium Falcon out of Legos. And it took him 9 months to build this thing.
Yeah.
And he brought it out and gave a long speech to you about the meaning of his Millennium Falcon.
One of the pieces of memorabilia in my collection, in fact, the flagship piece, is a Lego Millennium Falcon that I put together in 2010. They're selling for about $5,000 now, and it took about 60 man-hours to create. And I display it with pride, but it would really mean the world to me if Harrison could sign it.
Is that okay, Harrison? Wow.
Sure.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Wow.
Now, it's very delicate.
A long time.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So I have a sharp...
That's bad.
And handed it to you. And you threw it up over your head. And it landed on the floor and shattered in a million pieces. And it was the greatest day of my life.
And then you picked up a piece and then signed it.
And you signed it for him. And it was one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life. And by the way, it's a clip online that people adore. They just adore it. It was just a magical moment. And I thank you for that.
Well, those of you at home who don't know how these things work, let me point out that this was a scripted bit.
Yes, it was.
He didn't build the damn thing. Somebody else.
Okay.
In the prop department.
This is why.
Built the damn thing over probably took him 3 weeks. He probably had to take it home and ask his kid to help him put it together.
Yeah.
And then you built this whole shtick around it, and you suggested that it would be funny.
Yes.
If I destroyed it.
Yeah. Right. I will make it clear. And first of all, this is why you've never.
And you were right.
It was funny.
Yeah. Cruel.
I'm cruel.
But funny.
I'd like to point out that you'd be terrible working with a magician. Because the magician would come out and do a trick where he saws the lady in half, and then puts her back together again. And just as the crowd is applauding, Harrison Ford walks out and says, "Excuse me, I'd like to point out that this was all a sad sham. This woman secreted herself into the first half of the box, and those legs are fake." I have picture you as a terrible, terrible magician's assistant. But yes, you just exposed my little trick that delighted millions.
And you've just explained to me why people never do imitations of me.
I was just trying to get my voice into a male register. That's all I was trying to do. All I was trying to do.
You tried.
I tried. The only way I can sound like a man is to get down here. And then I'm either Nixon or Harrison Ford. And I am neither one.
You sound a little like Jerry.
You've got to get this man behind. I know now that you wake up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat yelling this man's name.
Nah.
You won. You won.
No. I haven't. This is the first time I've remembered his name in 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
It just came to me.
I have that effect on people.
You
This is
do.
like a good therapy session for you. I'm freeing you of your past demons.
Wow, my wife is going to be so excited. Really?
I saw Conan today. I'm a new man. All of my demons are gone.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think, yes. I think she's
Yeah.
going to be quite pleased with this transformation.
Yeah,
I
I hope so.
think she will.
I hope so.
And I cherish.
God, I hope so. I've tried everything else.
This is a total meltdown of some kind, which I'm really enjoying. I am very excited, as is especially my friend Matt,
Yeah.
for the upcoming.
He looks
Indiana-
excited.
This is him excited.
Let me tell you how much I can't wait for this.
I in this era now where people are saying, I don't know if I want to go to the theater anymore. The idea of going and seeing a new Indiana Jones movie is absolutely thrilling to me. And
God, I hope
I'm
they go to the theaters to see it, if they're going to see it at all.
They
I
will.
wish
They will.
I hope they'll see it in the
I will
theater.
make them personally.
yeah.
Good.
But I can't imagine. I think I think all of them have been spectacular.
Your family are
So-
not an audience, you know?
No, exactly.
At
Yes.
home,
Yeah.
it's not fair to the movie.
Right.
I mean, yeah, you could see it at home if you wanted to, maybe later,
Right.
but give it a chance. Go to a movie theater.
Yeah.
Be in the dark with strange people.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done that,
Yeah.
and I've done that, and I've gone to a movie. One was slightly more erotic than the other, I'll say. But I can't imagine seeing an Indiana Jones film any other way. I just
No.
can't. I think it
No
would
way.
be. I would. And the thing is, I know it's going to be an event because I know that my son, who's 17, loves the franchise. He's going to want to go. I mean, just it's going to be a thing where we can all go as
Yeah.
a family. If they allow me, I get to go too. And
Come on.
I want to see it with an audience. I
Yeah.
want to see it with people.
I've got tickets.
Did you
I've
get them
got
already?
Tickets, yeah.
Yeah.
They're on sale.
Did you pay for them? Because maybe Harrison.
How much does a movie cost these days?
Well,
if
there's
you,
like those two levels, a regular theater, and then they have those lie down ones where you can get food and take a nap. You know,
No. Okay. Matt.
That's a nice thing to say to Harrison Ford. I bought a napping seat to go see your movie. What the fuck are you doing?
What the fuck,
I'm not
Matt?
saying during his movie.
Right.
Of course not. I've been waiting for this for years, and
Yeah.
those are like $20, $25.
to lay down and have a nap.
Yeah.
So you got the special. Well, wait a minute. You say you don't know. When was the last time you bought a ticket and went into a movie theater? Has it been a while? You're scaring me. When you stare at me like that, you
No.
frighten me to my core.
No, I don't. But I also don't remember the last
Yeah.
You're right. You're right. I have seen movies on a big screen.
Yes.
You know, in a theater.
Right.
But there was nobody else in the room.
That's how Howard Hughes did it.
That's expensive.
Yeah.
Weren't you just at the Cannes Film Festival? You probably saw some.
Yeah, I saw the new Indiana Jones movie.
That's right. You sat in an audience.
Yeah,
I've seen pictures
That's the
of
last
you.
time.
that guy's really good.
Yeah.
I got in for free.
I would have loved it if they had stopped you and you had been looking for your ticket at the Cannes premiere of Indiana Jones. Yeah. So you were there, and that's.
Yeah.
I know that you've experienced everything one can
10
experience.
days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything one can experience in this business at the highest level, but that still has to be exciting.
What part?
Cannes Film Festival, you're going up the big red carpet,
Yeah.
beautiful wife on your arm, you go
Yeah.
inside, a whole crowd of those
Yeah.
fancy French people,
Yeah.
and then your movie comes up,
Yeah.
a storied franchise, you
Yeah.
know, I don't know. I just have to think that there's be some part of you that would say, yes, this is cool. I'm gonna wait for
No,
it.
it was actually a pretty interesting experience.
Yeah.
I haven't been there for a while, but I had been there in the past, but with other even Indiana Jones movies.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it was a beautiful projection system, great room, lots and lots of people. But they weren't like a real audience.
Right.
I mean, they had tuxedos and beautiful gowns on and stuff
Mhm.
like that.
Right.
So it didn't. I want to see it with an ordinary rabble.
Yeah.
I got an extra ticket.
Yeah, we can all go together.
Yeah.
If you'd like.
4 of us.
Yeah.
If you'd like, we'll all go together. In fact,
When
Eduardo, you're invited as well.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
This
I
is
don't
the- this
Blay,
is
I
the
don't. I'll
5th.
check your schedule. Yes. No, Blay, you're in.
This is the 5th, right?
Yeah.
Of June.
Yeah.
It's June 5th. Yeah.
June 5th. The movie comes out June 30th.
I believe so.
Correct.
Let me check my incorrect.
Yeah.
It says
You
here.
would know.
I already know it's
Yeah,
true.
June
June
30th.
30th. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, so it says it on the ticket, right?
Mhm.
So we wait here.
Mhm.
Oh, 25 days.
Wait here for 25 days.
I like
Yeah.
this.
I'll have food brought in for you
Okay.
We do this show every day.
Yeah.
every day.
We
Yeah.
do now.
Yeah, now we do,
Yeah.
and you're the only guest every
Uh-huh.
day. And
Cool.
so we call it, it's a special promotional month of Harrison Ford. And it's you every day for an hour.
I promised I wouldn't do this.
What are you doing?
Get excited.
If that's your orgasm,
I know. What is
you're a
that
disgusting
now?
man. What do you?
I'm just tensing up in excitement. You
That's
made
not
it,
what it
you
sounds
made it
like.
disgusting.
That's not what it sounds
You're
like.
filthy minded.
It did sound
I
sexual.
apologize. I apologize for my partner.
No, it did sound sexual.
Thank
though.
you,
It
Sona.
might
Yeah.
have been. It might have been.
Well, anyway,
Sorry.
glad I brought this creep along.
Oh, thank you.
Mr. Ford.
Do it again.
You make me blush, I declare.
Where did you get
do
that?
declare.
Where did you get that Southern
declare.
fan?
I do declare.
A man.
Ooh. You had to be here.
Oh no, this is.
Oh
is,
no, you got
this is
cameras.
good stuff. It's all. Yeah, you'll see. You'll see. This is all going to turn it around for you. This podcast. This morning, when you were coming here, did you have a second of thinking, "What? I'm going to do what?" Conan O'Brien has a tiny radio show in a little room. Was there a point where you did a 180 and started headed home?
No, I didn't. I was curious.
Mm-hmm.
I was curious about it, but then I got here and I see this is really kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, this shit's not free.
No, this is a state-of-the-art studio designed here by Eduardo.
Really?
Nice,
man. Thank you.
Yeah. A beautiful building that we have, a large complex. We do many.
And there are like probably there's 6 people here.
Outside. Yeah.
Outside, there's another 20 people.
Yeah.
What do they do?
Well, first of all, a lot of them are here because you're here. Yeah. And I hate to throw people under the bus, but when Nick Kroll rolls in, they're not here. I'm sorry, Nick, but you're going to take a bullet to this one.
Yeah.
Who's Nick Kroll?
Exactly.
Is he like Jerry Tchaikovsky?
He's my Jerry Tchaikovsky. He's a very funny, brilliant comic and actor. And
Nick Kroll.
Yeah, I threw him under the bus for no reason other than his name came to mind, and I thought, I'm friendly enough with him that I can do this in this moment. Mm-hmm. So that was undeserved. And Nick, my apologies, but you got a shout out. I'm talking here with Harrison Ford.
Hey.
And also,
Let me say his name again.
Yeah.
Nick Kroll.
Yes. There you go. Now, see, all is forgiven. He's just thrilled.
Yeah.
He's thrilled now. Yeah, but no, we do have, this is a big operation, and many, many, many people will hear this. Yeah. And they'll say, Conan does interrupt too often, and he should shut up, and he should let Harrison talk.
Nah. Should let these other people talk a little bit. Because they've got microphones in front of them.
Yeah.
You have not said one fucking word.
Yeah.
Can I say something?
You know, it's your last day at work, so why not? Go for it.
Well, I would just like to say that I dressed up a little bit today out of, because I'm a huge fan. And every single person in the office has commented, oh, you dressed up, you look nice. So do I just normally look terrible? I just put on a button down. I'm sorry to bring this interview down.
He used the opportunity to ask a question about himself.
I know.
Are you crazy?
You finally got the mic.
No, I'm sorry.
You're the biggest. You're the biggest next to Matt.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm sorry, Harrison. I'm sorry.
You spent your one bullet on that?
You missed
Who
your
is
guess.
this guy?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I don't let him have the microphone.
Yes, sorry.
So anyway, what do you think about what I'm wearing, Harrison? Do you like it? Is it nice?
I'm sorry.
Jesus. We're wearing almost the same thing.
See, we're almost matching.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But I didn't bring it up. I didn't think we'd take some of Conan's valuable time to talk about what you and I are wearing.
I have to say, this is
humiliating.
This is humiliating. This is humiliating for me. It was humiliating for you the minute you walked through that door.
Nah, come on.
You are a colossus.
You know, I'm just
a colossus.
Yeah.
And then the minute you walked in here, it was all diminished.
Yeah.
Your career's through, Harrison. It's over.
Okay.
I've just been told that Shrinking no longer wants you.
Yep.
They're getting a new Indiana Jones.
Oh my God.
Yeah, been replaced. Nick Kroll will take over that role. What are you doing?
He's removing the belly button.
You're removing, that's a little mark that keeps you on the belly button there so that you always see your lighting is just perfect, and you removed it. You're a carpenter. Do you like our table? What do you think?
Yeah, it's nice. Everything is nice here.
It's nice.
Really
yeah,
is.
We did a really good job.
Tasteful and nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you say? You, me, maybe we start hanging out a little more regularly?
Well, I thought we had this daily podcast deal.
He was
don't ruin
clearly
this.
kidding. No, that's not.
I don't think
he'll
he
never
will.
see you again. The
No.
door, it's over for you.
We're
It's really over for Clay.
We're going to
movies?
Chipotle after.
I'm going to Chipotle. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a lot of time left. I'm 80.
You look fantastic.
Unbelievable.
By the way.
Well,
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So you can be my friend.
Mm-hmm.
What would we do together?
You and I?
Yeah.
I see us getting a meal.
We could get
and
a
then
meal.
We
Yeah.
get a meal. Probably
Should
we
we
both
take
live
the
in.
girls?
I think
Our
we should.
wives.
I think we should take.
I can't say girls.
No, I can't do that. I think we take the ladies. I
Yeah.
take my wife. You take your wife. We
Mhm.
go to a nice place. We get a And then you and I take a little stroll afterwards. We lose the ladies. You and I walk along the ocean in Santa Monica. And we look at the moon for a little while, the way fellas do.
Oh.
And it's a nice way to digest. And
I'm digesting it right now.
people will say,
Yeah.
there's Harrison Ford.
And Conan
Who's that
O'Brien.
tall lady with him?
He's taking a new lover.
Why is he out on the town with that very strange tall woman?
And why are our wives
Why are they not included? Why are they letting it happen?
Yeah. They're better than that.
Yes, they are. We both married up. Harrison, I want to say in all sincerity, and you do not.
This is it, huh?
You're not someone who encourages, sincerity, so much foolishness and laughing. But I'm not kidding when I say that people turned up today who I haven't seen in a long time.
Like me.
Exactly. Just to watch you walk through the door, and you mean the absolute world to people. And you should have been in this room last week when it was confirmed that you were coming on the podcast. I believe Matt openly wept. Blade jumped out a window.
Yeah.
Sona took an edible, but she does anyway.
Yeah, I do that regularly anyway.
Yeah, she's pretty high.
Although I am excited you're here. But I just
she's
did what I normally
major.
Yeah.
She's got a problem.
Okay, not that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, we all have an edible from time to time.
You don't do that.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I wish I did. I think it'd be good for me. But my point, Harrison, and I eventually do get to my point, my listeners will tell you that, is that it was an absolute joy having you here. And I will say again, you're one of my favorite funny people. You are so funny in an original, dry way, and you're just the whole way you come across. I've always loved having him on the show, always. And I love now, too, that in Shrinking, people get to see you be so hilariously funny. Nope, wasn't written down. That was that was all genuine.
No, that's 10 times now. I've done it.
Oh, yeah.
I've done you 10 times.
I've done you 10 times.
Yeah, you are done.
That's it? 10?
Nah, just for me.
If this were... Hey, if this were it, I would be quite happy. I would be quite happy with that. Seriously, it
was fun for me, too.
You know what? It's an honor to know you and a blast. And God, you make me laugh. So thank you very much for doing this. And I'll be by in about 48 hours.
I'm counting on it.
No, you'll be there waiting.
To turn you away.
To turn me away. Personally turn me away. It's been a while since in the old days they would throw a guy out of a bar by grabbing the back of his shirt and his belt and throw him out. That is how Harrison is going to throw me off of his property.
What a way to go.
Man, no, nothing like that. You're a big guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an old man. That would never happen.
You could beat the shit out of me.
Yeah.
No.
Trust me.
Yeah.
I say we never do this, but round of applause for Harrison Ford. Thank you, sir.
Oh,
Seriously.
thank you.
Yeah. That's all I got.
That's it?
You're free to go.
Okay.
I hope you enjoyed yourself.
Right.
I don't know why you're crying.
I'm happy.
Oh, good.
I'm glad I came. Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
And you got a friend.
Thank you. That's so nice.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. That means a lot to me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What about us?
Yeah.
Don't push it.
No.
Fair.
I think that's a smart choice.
Yeah.
Honestly, I respect that. Sona, this is big news. You're giving the commencement speech for the Mount San Antonio, informally known as Mt SAC College commencement.
No,
graduation?
I'm not giving the commencement address.
Okay.
It's a 2-minute speech.
Okay.
Wait, I thought you were giving the commencement address.
No, I'm alumna of the year.
Uh-huh.
For
Hey, congratulations. That's
Congratulations.
I don't like the way you said that.
What did
Didn't it? Is that
No,
more? Would
that
you,
was I was congratulating you
Okay.
sincerely.
That
I
was
think that
sincere?
was delivered sincerely with the understanding that an insult was to follow.
Yes, thank
Yeah,
you.
but later, like in 20 minutes.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
So off mic.
And unrelated to this.
Okay.
No, Sona, I really am honestly proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm very proud of you've accomplished a lot, and I was saying a nice thing to you.
That's nice.
I
sorry.
honestly was.
The way you said it was just very. I'm sorry.
Jesus
Thank you.
Christ.
Sorry, but it was. You had a tone.
That's my nasal voice. I can't help it. You're like, you had a tone, and your lips were thin, and your eyes were beady.
Oh.
Yeah, that's me. I can't help that.
No, but they named me Alumna of the Year. I went to a community college before I transferred to USC. I'm very proud of my time there. And then they named me Alumna of the Year. And you did an interview for the video they're going to show at commencement. And I found out recently there's going to be like 12,000 people there.
12,000. That's a big crowd.
Yeah.
That's a big crowd.
I know.
But wait a minute. You're always talking about how you were a speech champion
Yes,
when you
national
were.
speech champion. Yes.
Yeah.
National.
You bring that up all the time.
You
bring that up when they pull you over
week.
for a DUI. You're like, now it's national speech champion. All right, you're free to go. Here's some more alcohol. Thank you, officer.
The officer gives me alcohol.
Hair of the dog.
Yeah. We didn't realize you were a national speech champion. Here's much more vodka. Thank you, officer. Well, it's officer, not thofficer, but I still refuse to give you a blood alcohol test. So I think you're going to be fine. Do you know what you're going to talk about?
Yeah, give us
Yeah,
the
I
first
already did
line.
it.
Give us a little preview.
Well, I'm doing it in a. They built a brand new stadium that we're gonna have the
Oh, I
graduation
thought
in.
thought you were going to say I'm doing it in an accent.
No. They built this brand new stadium at the school. So my first line is, "Thanks for building this stadium
Oh, that's
for
solid.
me."
That's solid.
good. I like that.
Stupid.
That's
Yeah.
great.
It's stupid.
No,
That'll
that's
work.
Good.
But there's not like a lot of jokes. It's not like.
Oh, you got to have jokes.
Will you write it for me?
Well,
You've done.
oh, wait, I won't write them for you.
All right.
Because there's a Writers Guild strike.
Yeah.
So I refuse to help you with this.
Well, I thought.
And I hope you bomb.
Yeah.
Go WGA.
Yeah, you producer, you
What?
ruthless scab
I
producer.
thought you couldn't write shows and stuff. You could write a commencement address.
I think I can.
It's a union
Wait,
gig.
for reals? It's not union at all. It's me. It's
No,
just a 2-minute speech.
You're the man. You're
Yeah.
the man now,
Yeah,
dog.
you know what you are? I'm sick of your boot on my throat.
Yeah.
You've written two.
Wait, why don't you get AI to write it, you asshole?
I know I should.
You should get AI to
But
do
you've
it.
written two of like really well-known commencement addresses that were like longer than 2 minutes. Can I borrow some from your Harvard class day speech, your Dartmouth address?
No, you cannot. But also, how much time did you say you have?
2 minutes?
There's no such thing as a speech that's 2 minutes long.
No, that's are you sure they're being square with you? You're not just
No.
introducing someone?
No, but there's a 3-minute video and then there's a 2-minute. I get 5 minutes. I'm just
First
like
of
this
all-
little blip.
Can I say something? They say 2 minutes, but you're going to take more than 2 minutes because
Oh.
there's no
Yeah.
such thing as a 2-minute speech.
Oh, well, I
That's-
wrote it.
That's called ordering a pizza.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, but still, that's
Why can't I
Hi.
just take stuff that you wrote?
well, it won't match.
Okay.
You know, you'll be,
Plagiarism.
well, but also it just won't match your personal experience. You have such a different background than me, and you have a great story to tell. Coming to this country,
Oh,
no.
come on. Ugh.
a boat that you made out of Brillo pads, sewn together with beeswax that had been dried and turned into twine. You forged a path across a mighty sea. You have a great story to tell. And also, what I think is very cool, and I'm being sincere here, is, you started this community college, and look what you've achieved. I think that's very cool.
It is. And I'm shocked because there's a lot of really impressive alumni that have come out of there. So when they first said I was the alumna of the year, I was like, why?
Who are they? Are there anyone we'd know?
No.
Oh,
I have to be honest with you, though. I think it'll be an inspiration for all of them
yeah.
to see you, because you do have a lot of fans and you are an impressive person. And I think I'll tell you, I think it's also, good for these people to see I think you're still able to connect to young people. I think you're a very youthful person. So it's not,
that's nice.
You're not a stodgy old person saying, now let me tell you something. When I was a boy,
Yeah,
I mean,
I
first of all,
can
you
kinda-
shouldn't say when you were a boy because you weren't. But I think it's going to go really well.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I've gone back to Mt SAC a few times to talk to the students, and I can't tell you how many people love you, which I was surprised It's a
Don't
prize.
say that.
And these are educated people?
Well, she says people.
Well, no,
She means some of the farm animals hanging out
they're young.
in the agricultural lab.
They're super young, and they're like, not that, I know I'm like saying, I always think that they're just like into like Taylor Swift and like Billie Eilish, and like,
There's big crossover between my fans and Billie Eilish fans and Taylor Swift fans. I'm convinced of that.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just because you
know
convinced
what?
yourself doesn't mean that it's true.
On her current tour, Taylor often starts the show by saying, how many Conan fans we got in the crowd? And the place erupts.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've not seen any footage of that at all.
I haven't seen it either. And I haven't even heard about it, but I'm pretty sure it's happening because of my power to deceive myself is absolutely incredible.
That's impressive.
Conifties.
Yeah, Conifties are the. I'm a Conifty. Excuse me, what's that? A Taylor Swift fan who's also a Conan O'Brien fan. Okay, how many are there?
I said
None.
I'm a Conifty.
I'm the Conifty.
Yeah.
That's what it should be.
Yeah.
Are you the? You know what? It's like this rare bird that no one's seen in 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Are you the Conifty? Someone who loves Taylor Swift, but also loves that fringe weirdo?
They photoshopped a picture of the two of you, like, just together hanging out.
Yep. So cool. Well, when is it happening? It's happening very soon.
Well, by the time the audience hears this, it will have already happened on June 9th.
Okay.
So
Do you get to wear a gown and a mortarboard and all
Yeah.
that? That's nice.
I know.
Yeah.
That's going to be cool.
Do you get a special like scarf of some kind,
I
like
don't
in
know.
Nexium?
I have no idea.
Are they going to give you any kind of doctorate? You get a doctorate?
Come on.
I don't know.
You got an honorary doctorate?
I'm not sure. I think from Dartmouth they
You did.
said something. I don't know. I don't
Don't be
remember what.
coy.
I'm not being coy. I honestly don't know. They put something around we got to look up what I got.
I'm pretty sure he got a doctorate.
Yeah, but I know that I wanted it to be an oral surgeon. I wanted to actually be a doctor afterwards and then be able to open up.
Doctor of Arts.
I'm
There
a
you
doctor
go.
of arts.
Doctor of Arts.
Jesus.
I'm a doctor of arts.
Come on.
Motherfuckers. Is there a doctor in that? I wish next time I'm on an airplane and something happens, they go like, is there a doctor here? Hello! I am a doctor of arts from Dartmouth. And I'm going to push my way to the front. Well, this person seems to be having a heart attack. Have you got a book? Maybe Thackeray? Or one of the Bronte sisters?
Care to talk about the contrapposto of the statue, David?
Because on those matters, I'm good to go.
He's
He's dead. He's dead. He died while you were talking about the Brontes. Well, I did what I could. I suppose that makes me some kind of hero.
Excuse me, I'm an actual doctor and I couldn't get up here because this asshole was blocking the aisle.
I'm actually a pulmonary specialist. I could have saved this man by doing chest compressions. That's all well and good. But I got here first because I'm a doctor of the arts. Well, all right. Let's wrap it up, gang.
Congratulations, Sona.
Congratulations.
Guys.
to those students.
And you know what?
Hey.
My advice to you is enjoy it. That's a moment when you're up there. Take it in and you have a tendency to go, oh, no, blah, blah. Take it in. That's a really nice moment.
Okay.
They'll be thrilled that you're there and enjoy it. And we're really proud of you.
Oh, that's very cool. Thanks, guys.
All right. Peace
Aw,
out. Tupac.